Talking about the Chinese clothing, 100 years ago, we wore long gowns. We call them 长袍 or 马褂. Of course, nowadays, we don't wear that kind of long things any longer, especially for men. And then during the Sun Yat-sen age, we had 中山装, which was named after Mr. Sun Yat-sen. It looked like a very rigid, kind of a formal jacket with a very small collar here, and we have 5 buttons and 4 pockets. Yeah, if you see a portrait of Mr. Sun Yat-sen, what he wears in the picture, that is 中山装. And after 1949, we had a kind of jacket which looked very similar to 中山装, but the 4 pockets, especially the pockets on the top, are not very obvious. We got the cover of the pocket, but we cannot see the pocket anymore. It's inside. And after the late 1970s, China opened up to the world, and a lot of new things coming to China. And nowadays we have all kinds of different, very fancy attires. And the formal jacket is probably what I'm wearing. We call them a Western suit, 西装. And I suppose we have different etiquettes of wearing formal things or casual attire. I believe that usually in the office or in a company, in the government offices, people tend to wear formal, suit and tie, everything like that. But here in China, of course, in some companies, probably the clerks, the people working there, they will wear very formal jackets, and suit and tie, black shoes, black pants, things like that. But in some office like a university or some kind of government office, which is kind of branch offices and not really important places, people can wear casual attire, going to the office, that's fine. For me, I just wear a very casual jacket, jeans, sneakers, I can go to the office. My boss won't blame me. So we have different kind of ways of wearing different, we think which is formal, which is proper, which is not really proper. And you can see some people wearing so-called, we call them Western suit, which is supposed to be very formal, but they're doing some kind of construction work. Well, this could be very odd and strange to you, but we're going to see those kind of things very often. Well, let me introduce my new partner today. What a lovely lady. The lovely lady dressing. We call them 旗袍. 旗袍, I suppose this is something not really new to you. You can see some important people, important ladies attending some important ceremonies, international events. Some of them will wear something like that. We call them 旗袍. And 旗袍 can be traced back 400 years ago when the Man ethnic group from the northeast part of China, they unified China, and this is what they wore at that time. And back in the 1920s, 旗袍 was very popular among the girl students in Shanghai. But originally, 旗袍 is kind of a go straight up, from up down. There is no waist here. And then some ladies, people of the Han ethnic group, we borrow this kind of attire and then we change that and make it more beautiful. So we give the lady the waist. So this kind of a 旗袍 could be, more beautiful, sexier than the original ones. And today, 旗袍 was further transformed. So we have this kind of 旗袍. You can see the upper part of this 旗袍 is very, very traditional Chinese, but the lower part is Western. Well, it's just like the tail of the mermaid. And also this kind of button, we call them 盘扣. They're made of thread. And you need some more time to button them up. We can also have the kind of short version of 旗袍. This could be very popular among girls, especially in summer. Yeah, what I just said, 旗袍 nowadays is not everyday attire, not everyday dressing. Well, of course, you can see some people wear that, to go to work, go shopping, but usually for most people, 旗袍 is an attire for an occasion.
旗袍，旗袍，好看，好看。